practical topic.
So originally this video was going to be why Terry and Mai is so important in Street Fighter 6. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait for the Nintendo Direct. I'm going to see everything so I can put it all together and maybe they'll show something. Whew! They showed something. Marvel vs. Capcom is back, baby! Yo, I can't believe that we're actually getting a Marvel vs. Capcom collection. This is crazy and it's so freaking huge. It's so huge that somehow it became a console war argument. Like, yeah, just for fun, I go into the console war just to see some dumb stuff so I could probably use it for like talking points. But yeah, a lot of Xbox, because it's not on Xbox, it's like, why do y'all care so much about a 30-year-old game? I'm like, bro, this 30-year game is one of the biggest fighting games of all time, if not the biggest. Everybody loved Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It was freaking fighting game during the era where fighting games was extremely big with Marvel characters and Capcom characters, where Capcom was one of the biggest gamings of all time, with Marvel, you know, being the biggest comic book stuff of all time, right there next to DC and stuff like that. And seeing this gives us the potential of most likely getting Marvel vs. Capcom 4, which will make up for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Like, the first time we got a port of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on Xbox 360 Arcade and PS3, it was the most downloaded game, and that wasn't even like a thing back then. Like, for PS3 and Xbox 360, most people didn't really download games. That was just the start. But this, everybody downloaded this. And behold, 3 years later, we got Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So this is important. They see that we want this game back. Everybody's gonna download this and say, okay, let's give the okay for Marvel vs. Capcom 4. People want that, especially after like what really happened with Infinite. Because don't get me wrong, gameplay wise, Infinite was fun. Don't really like the gym system like that. They could have tweaked that a little bit better, but that was more Capcom All-Stars at that point versus the Avengers, and was not hyper realistic, but more realism than the other games. Because like, these are comic book characters and 2D video game characters. They look better, like in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. They look cartoonish. They look cool. I like them that way. Making them more hyper-realistic for cartoon characters. I mean, yeah, we got the live cinematic universe, but I want the comic book versions of them that looks better. And also, the X-Men was gone. Like, I know the whole Fox thing with Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and X-Men, but you gotta remember, the 90s, X-Men ruled supreme. Nobody cared about the Avengers in the 90s. They had a show, nobody really watched it. They had the comics, but X-Men ran supreme. But now that the live action thing happened, Avengers rule supreme. But the people who play Marvel vs. Capcom still remember the X-Men. So like, bruh, what's going on? Like, at least with 3, they had to fight for like Sentinel and Storm. Like, I know Magneto was supposed to be in it, but they had to fight for Storm and Sentinel. And then like, I always like when they add new characters, like X-23. A lot of people didn't know about that. I knew about her because she was my favorite character in X-Men Evolution. I didn't know who Taskmaster was. I barely knew who Rocket Raccoon was. And Murdoch. I think I knew about him before then. But yeah, it's always cool to add new characters, but keep the fresh characters still around too. Not just the basics. Like, Infinite played it way too safe, and a lot of people didn't like it. But yeah, this collection shows that they are listening to us, and if we show our support, they're like, okay, Marvel vs. Capcom 4 is a go. We may even get something at EVO. Nah, that's probably too early because the game's not even out yet. But probably next Game Fest or next EVO, we'll get that big hype announcement. Because like, before the whole guest character things, we had these crossovers. And Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Capcom vs. SNK were some of the biggest things. And speaking of Capcom vs. SNK, we got Terry and Mai in Street Fighter, which indicates that they're kind of like in good graces, which give us a chance to probably get a port of Capcom vs. SNK 2 or Capcom vs. SNK 3. That's up. That's a chance now. We have a chance of getting that, and everybody's extremely hyped about that. Like, I kind of had a feeling, because a few years back, they for some reason ported Pocket Fighter Capcom vs. SNK on the Switch, and I was like, huh? That is the most random thing to port over to the Switch. I still downloaded it anyway, because it was still fun. It's always fun to see the Pocket Fighter versions fighting each other. So I was like, maybe they're in good graces. Proof and behold, look what we got. And then KOF 15 is announcing something special at EVO. And everybody's thinking, is this going to be Team Street Fighter? Because if it is, then yeah, that's probably an indicator that we're getting a freaking Capcom vs. SNK. And, whew, bruh, those were the two biggest crossover fighting games of all time. Everybody, if you play fighting games in the 90s, was playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or Capcom vs. SNK 2. It was in almost every arcade, every other liquor store, every other laundromat, every other carryout. They was somewhere, and you got to play those freaking games. Oh my goodness, this is about to be so freaking hype. Like, whoo! You seen all the reactions. You seen everybody blow up. So this is extremely important. Yeah, it's a 30-year-old game. Yeah, you can play it on Fightcade. I don't honestly, I play it on Fightcade every now and then, but my problem with Fightcade is just, for some reason, I can't challenge people to matches. If I challenge them, they accept, the game would just show a black screen. But if they challenge me and I accept, I get to fight. And you know how hard it is to get somebody to challenge you, where you can just click on the person's name, click on the person's name, click on the person's name, wait for somebody to challenge you. Now I gotta sit there and wait. And you know, most people just start at the top, and my name starts with an S. So I gotta freaking wait. Whew. But all in all, it is a great time to be a fighting game player because, whew, we got it, boys. We got it. Shoot, we even memed the crap out of the dap. Like, I even memed it. Like, kudos to, I'm forgetting his name right now, for making the video. It inspired me to not one-up it, but to make it more crazy. And I love it. And y'all will probably see that soon for Retro Sunday, and I'll probably make it like a notification or something on Twitch and YouTube. So yeah, watch me live and you'll probably see it again. But that's all I gotta say for this tactical topic. It's been a while since I did tactical topic, because every time I was about to do one, something else happened. I was like, I should add that to it. Like now, like this was just supposed to be about Mai and Terry, and I added on to it just to make this a little longer. We don't want them short ones. We want to have a conversation. And speaking of conversation, what do you think about this? Do you think this gives us a chance for Marvel vs. Capcom 4 and Capcom vs. SNK 3? Do you care about a 30-year-old game? Are you playing Marvel 2? And oh, Punisher. I haven't played that game in forever. I was so hyped when I saw Punisher. I was like, yes, Punisher is back. That's one of my favorite beat 'em ups of all time. But it's been your boy Slick. See ya.